people are losing money on my creative high. I don't want that. I want to take responsibility. I want to take economic responsibility as well for my work. So the second stage is a very important stage for me. That's when I start looking at the economics of the project. And I spend a lot of time in making sure that the film should be within the budget that allows for us to make this material. And that's a very important, a lot of times filmmakers forget, as creative people, we want freedom. And we want to make whatever we want. And we expect the producer to, put up the money. But the producer is trying to point out to us many times that, listen, you're putting up so much money, will this come back? So directors at that time said, I don't care, I'm the director, you get me this. That's a very short-sighted approach, I feel. Because the moment the producer knows that you're thinking not just creatively, but you're also being a practical person, then you actually get into a better relationship with the producer. And I think as creative people, if we want the freedom to make whatever we want, then we should also take the responsibility of making sure that the people funding the film shouldn't lose. That's at least that much we should make sure. So that process is what I get into second. First is purely creative, second is the practical side of how we should make the film. And then we start prep on the film.
Dana, one here, and then we'll have time probably for one more after that.
Hi. Dana from ET Arabi. First of all, I want to tell you thank you so much for making us in the Arab world fall in love with the Indian cinema and Bollywood. And my question for you is, are we gonna see the three Khans? Why is it taking so long?
About 6 months back or so, Sharoukh, Salman and I were together and we did speak about this. In fact, I was the person who brought this up.
Yes.
And I told Sharoukh and Salman, I said, it will be really sad if the three of us don't do a film together.
The title is kind of chosen. The three times, really.
So I think Salman and Sharoukh were equally in agreement and they were like, yes, we must do a film together, three of us. And so hopefully it'll happen soon. But it'll need the right kind of story, so we'll have to wait for the right script. But we are all three looking forward to it.
It's in the conversation. Okay, one more. The gentleman in the middle. Sorry, I feel like it's the lottery. Yeah, you sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. Sorry, sir. Please have a seat. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Assalamualaikum. I'm Zalari from Pakistan.
Okay.
I'm a director myself. I first want to mention Dil Chahta Hai, because we will talk about that. It was amazing movie. I think for me it was the most contemporary movie coming out of Bollywood. My question is about the new technological advancement in AI. Where do you see the cinema? Do you think it's going to evolve? And
well, I have to say, I'm not very technically strong as a person. I usually find it difficult to put on a television. So, it certainly is bringing many changes, and it will bring about changes in the entertainment business as well. But I don't know whether I'm the right person to answer that, because I'm not someone who can see ahead and predict how AI is going to affect us. I think I'm as clueless as all of you. And we'll discover it as we go along. We'll kind of discover it and we'll maneuver with it, as we discover.
Thank you so much, you guys. He has to leave, so that was the last question.
I'll take a last question. From my Chinese fan.
Yes.
Namaste. Assalamualaikum.
Namaste. Assalamualaikum.
My name is Alia, a writer from China. My family and I are all your friends. The question is for young people in China, Saudi Arabia, and India, and all over the world. What do you think are the most important qualities that young people need in the film field? Because now we are different in a new period.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I think some of the most essential things, for me at least, what I understand is a good filmmaker is someone who's curious, someone who wants to know,
Who takes risks, I guess.
who takes risks when the need arises, but also someone who has empathy, someone who is a good communicator, but someone who can feel the pain of other people. Because when you're making a film, that's what you're dealing with, emotions. And you know, I've often said this story. I'll say it once more here. My mother is a huge influence on me growing up, and she was one person who was very sensitive, and she had the quality of being able to think about other people and understand that someone else is getting upset about something, or you know, highly sensitive person. And what happened is, I used to play a lot of tennis when I was a kid, and competitive tennis. So I was a pretty good player at that time. I was Maharashtra #1 in sub-juniors. So she knew how passionate I was about the sport, and she knew when my match is, and I couldn't sleep at night, and you know, next day she would be like, I hope you win, and I would go for the match, and I would come back and she would be waiting for me. And the first thing she would ask me is, what happened, did you win? Usually I used to win, so my answer would be, you know, I won. When I was about 10, 11, or actually about 12 years old, I think 11 or 12 years old, I came back from a match and my mom was waiting for me. She said, what happened, did you win? I said, yeah, I won. So she was very happy. She said, chalo, shukar hai. She gave me a hug. And then we were sitting and chatting, having tea, and she said, you know, the boy who lost to you today, he would have also reached home right now. And his mother would have asked him the same question. And he would have told his mother that he lost. So right now, his mother must be feeling very bad. When she said that, I was blown. I was like, she doesn't even know who I've played against. She doesn't know his name, she hasn't seen his face. She doesn't know that lady who's that boy's mother. But here she's sitting and having tea with me and thinking about that woman who would right now be feeling bad because her son lost. Suddenly it made me feel quite bad about winning. I was like, maybe I should have lost. But it had a huge impact on me. It had such a big impact on me because after that, whenever I played a tournament or a match, I used to look at my opponent and actually see his face. Otherwise, you don't do that, you know. He's someone you want to defeat, you don't want to connect with him. So then I started actually looking at my opponents as exactly like I am. I would still play my best, but there would be a different energy about it in how I'm interacting with that person. So that was a huge learning for me, and I think that filmmakers need to have that sensitivity because we are all telling stories about human beings, and the more sensitive you are, the better you can, you know, reach people's hearts, I feel. So these are some of the qualities I think that I would hope that young people would have.
That's such a great way to end things.
You know, I'm having such a good time that I would love to stay back and chat with you all. But unfortunately, I've got a schedule for giving interviews, and you know, I have to leave because there are people waiting for me. But you know, I would like to come back. I think.
You're another one. Thank you so much. Big round of applause for Amir.
Hopefully, next time I'll come back for longer and we'll have a longer conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My next film is called Sitare Zameen Par. It's a sequel to Tare Zameen Par, and it's hopefully a film that will make you laugh, not cry.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you
Everyone. As some of you may know, I'm Kaleem Aftab, Director of International Programme at the Film Festival. We're super happy to have Mr. Amir Khan today. Ryan did a wonderful job. Last year we showed Lapata Ladies at the festival. Many of you cheered. This year we have great films from India, even from France, that touch upon themes that in the Indian subcontinent. So tomorrow night, Superboys and Marigold is on, Little Jaffna on Saturday as well. Please watch these films. You'll love them. We have so many conversations for you. Maybe the first might end up being the best, we'll see. But thank you all. Please give a big round of applause.